Sure. Okay, so you found them through some friends? Or?
Yeah, I had a friend that I worked with them before. So when we were looking for a tech partner, so we met a lot of like different tech companies and took in like different offerter from them, and then we find Violet, and we seal the deal with the Sweat Equity.
So you close it this week? Or?
Yeah, we close it this week. So they got
some. Is it in terms of some money deal, but in equity then? So you say a certain amount, and then they...
Yeah, so they invest 600,000 in Sweat Equity. What that means is like when they have built the product we come agree on, they cost 600,000 for that, but we turn it into stocks on a valuation that we close the round now.
Okay, so you have a predetermined valuation before that as well.
Yeah,
but this is pretty cool. So let's break down Sweat Equity, because to do Sweat Equity, you need to basically then sort out the valuation where you are right now, and then you need to sort out the 600,000 entry fee, so to speak, what they go into.
Yeah.
But you need to also in some ways define what you get, or the level of the product or MVP readiness, or. Yeah. How did that look like? Could you summarize these?
Yeah, you place an order. It's like, this is what we want you to build. And here you have like a description of exactly how it's going to look like in the design. This is the features we want, and this is how we want you to train our model. And then you place the order, and then they build it.
Yeah. So it's not time-based, it's based on some results.
Yeah, they're based on the result. Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is super cool, because there's one way to think about, I invest 600 hours, blah, 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 for 600,000, and I don't know what you're getting. But this is different, because it's results-based, and you need to do some work together to shape.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some work you had to do with Violet in order to shape the structure of this.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a perfect partner for startups, I think.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's
interesting. Have you heard the term Sweat Equity before? No. I love it. I really love it, and I think it's such a logical term.
Yeah.
But you just use it nonchalantly now. This is
I heard it. I think they said it, but it's called Sweat Equity, and I was like, okay, nice. Why it's called Sweat?
Let's roll with that.
Yeah.
So they're going to work for, do you have any idea how long time they will work
4 months it's going to take. Yeah.
So it's a time period, and it's a result, and it's like, it's Sweat Equity. This is
but they say 4 months, but it's going to take like 7 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. but it's a framed approach, and we have a term for it called Sweat Equity, and Hannes told us.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in here. You found it on
It's
Google,
because you work and sweat.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Sweat and tears.
Yeah.
I mean, really cool, and that's something that I think more people should potentially look up. Into.
Look it up.
Yeah. Think about this.
Awesome. With that, very welcome here, Hannes Bernhardsson.
Thank you.
CEO and founder of Songfox.
Yes.
Right? And I guess a serial entrepreneur as well. You had a number of companies before, right?
Yeah, I had 2 companies before, but I started the first company when I was 22.
Yeah.
Today I'm 29. I believe. Yes, I am.
I think. Awesome. But it's a company.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a company that do something that I personally need, which is democratizing music creation.
Yeah.
And my friends here, Henrik and Goran, they are more or less professionals.
Bullshit, but we take it.
But I can't. I have no talent in either, playing music instrument or singing. But I hope that I can use Songfox in some way to compete with these guys and actually do some proper music creation.
Yeah, you can beat them as well.
And of course, using AI to do so.
So this is the whole reason why Songfox is here, because you want to pick his brain.
Exactly.
You want to lean close.
I want to get the free.
It's ultimately a competition here. It's a competition going on.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to a free account.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, looking forward very much to hearing more about how you actually do help artists, I guess, in this way to create music in different ways. But before we go there, perhaps you can give just a brief introduction to yourself. Who is really Hannes? How did you come to be who you are today?
Oh, good question. I was born on an island called Gotland, actually. It's a small island outside Stockholm. But then I moved to Stockholm when I was 14 years old and worked with sales for all my life, call center, closing deals, calling every time. And then I started my first company called Flagline, actually, when I was 22. And I was working on a call center selling insurance. And then I asked to my friend Douglas, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if you owned an own company? Like, this is my company. And he was like, I have a company called Flagline. I was like, what do you do? I'm like, selling flags. I was like, to who? Han bara, everyone that needs flags. I was like, okay, how does it go then? Not good, because I'm standing here with you. Han bara, okay. Han bara, if you close a deal for over 100,000 Swedish crowns, you get 10% in the company. Then I called all of the gas stations in Sweden. I set up a meeting with Q-Star in Norrköping. And they closed a deal for 400,000 and received 10% and then quit my job. And together with Douglas, we run Flagline.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we went out to China, find like a supplier, and then we ran it for 1.5 years. And it was hell. It was shit, but it was fun. And then after that, it didn't work. So I started a new company called Zelda, and that I ran for 5 years. We worked with real estate agents and real estate. We're like 25 employees in the end. But then I come to like an insight. It was like, okay, I think I'm capable to do more. And I want to affect more people and make bigger difference than I do now. And then the Songfox came to me.
How did that happen? What's the origin of Songfox?
It was on my best friend's party. My friend, he's a musician, and he made a custom-made song for his girlfriend, and played it for her on her birthday, on the party. And people were like crying, laughing, everything was so emotional. I was like, what is this? What's happening? And then I said, okay, I need to do this available for everyone. Everyone should be
able to have their own song for their special occasion.
Yeah, exactly. So then is when we started Songfox. So we put up a web page where you can order custom-made songs produced by real artists. We built up a big community with artists, like over like 600 applying artists today.
So you started Songfox basically on the core business model idea and basically understanding. So how can the core proposition was, how can anyone have their special song for the special occasion, weddings, whatever you birthdays, and then you set up the whole ecosystem, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you can make a business model out of it. So you have the people who, I guess it's like a bidding. I have a song here. Who can write a song on these topics?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what it was? Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we send out the order to the community, and one of the artists.
Yeah, and then the interesting thing, the whole time you thought about how can we now scale that, or where does AI come into this? But you actually started with a
manual approach.
Very manual.
It was very analog approach in relation to understand the business model and to prove the business model.
Yeah, exactly. So prove the business model and prove that customer are like able to buy this and have they want to buy it and pay for it, and also to get to know the artists. Like, what is your problems today? What challenge do you have? How can we find new incomes source for you? Because that's the problem. In the core bottom of this is like musicians and artists should work with music. They should not sitting in ICA or working in stores. Work with music. And they don't take
money from Spotify and other places, right?
Exactly. So they don't earn any money. So in this way, we could find a new income for them. We have 3 artists in the community that quit their job because they earn so much from Songfox.
Really?
So that's the purpose. Let them work with music.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you did that for some time. And then how did you come into seeing how AI could help with that?
Yeah, AI was everywhere. So it's like you can't do it without AI. And I think AI is the perfect. You can make it more scalable, and with AI you can make it easier and available for average people like me, like us, to create music. Because I think now when I have seen the power of creating music, like when I do songs to my girlfriend with an artist, it takes me to the next level. For the first level is everybody listen to music. Spotify, every day people listen to music. But the real power is creating the music. And we want to empower everyone to feel that power to create music. And with AI is the only way forward. Otherwise you need talent in musician, and they don't have it.
That's very true. But still, you're not competing with the artists, right? You're basically empowering the artists.
Yeah, we empower them. We need to do this journey with them. They are the key to this platform and this change we are building.
But let's go there and let's sort of understand how this vision then looks like. AI, artists, labels, all this, because I think this is very interesting to find. I can imagine you were talking about how you were meeting with the big boys, so to speak. And of course, they are scared shitless in relation to how will this play out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the Songfox vision is quite beautiful. So why don't you sort of sort out a little bit like the ecosystem and how you see everybody benefiting in this?
Yeah, because if you break it down, you have an AI platform that can create music. And then the question is, how can you create so good music? Because you have built an AI model that you have trained with data, in this case, music. And the question is now in the music industry, so where are the music coming from? If you look at players like Suno or Udio, they are training their models on the catalogs from the majors. Majors is record labels like Universal or Sony. And that's not legal.
They're training their model based on something they haven't asked or got
exactly. So they're using music like ABBA's music or Avicii's music and training the models, and that's not the way to do it. We believe it's like Pirate Bay.
Yes. That is Pirate Bay.
That is Pirate Bay. Yeah. And we want to build a platform that benefits the artists, that benefits the majors, and also benefits the users.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. Do we want to go to some of the technology part of this? How can AI help artists create music?
I think that our take on this is people don't know that, but artists and musicians, they have so much music laying hard drives in the closet, 5-6 hours of music. They're just laying there in good quality. So we are going to the artists and say, take your music and upload your music on our platform, and we take your music and then we train a model and own a GPT for you. So we train the model and then we fine tune it against your sound. And now you can work in our platform and use it as a music tool in your music production.
So you take a model. Is it GPT or is it something else? Or can you?
No, we're training in our own model.
Yeah. It's not a GPT model, or is it something else?
No, it's something else.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to ask for details, even though I'm interested, but see, you can't say
he will ask you after work when you had 6 beers.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So you train a model specifically for each artist, I guess, in this case, and they send in the data, the music that they have. And then, what do they do then? Can they prompt it in some way, or how do they create music from that model? Yeah,
exactly. It's text to audio, so it's text to prompt. So you type in what kind of music do you want. They have lyrics today, and they put in lyrics to the chat GPT and do this lyrics better and make it more this way or this way. And now they can go into our platform. It's I have this lyrics. I want you to make a song, and this is the emotion I want. And out come a song that are based and fine tuning from their kind of music and their sound.
And voice as well?
Voice as well. So they can clone the voice on the platform as well. So only 10 minutes of a Vox file, as it's called. Only the voice.
That is needed.
That is needed. And so that's one value that we give to the artist. Now you can use this as a music tool in music production. And you can clone your voice. And every time your voice is generated on the platform, you earn micropayments. So that's also a new kind of income for them. And also the people forget is musician and artist, it's rare with musicians that can sing. There are more producers out there, DJs, producer, they don't sing, but they want to find voices that they can use in their music. And on our platform, they can find how many voices they want, because the voices is cloned and they can use it and do collabs and split the royalties in that way.
So it's an interesting idea, because Songfox then starts understanding, one market segment, someone wants to buy a song or get a song commissioned.
Yeah.
And here now you understand the monetization, and the setup is really to understand all the different parts of the ecosystem and each individual's, each user persona's problem, so to speak. Yeah. So the artist wants something. and he wants to get paid for something. The DJ or the producer wants something and want to get paid for something. The label wants something and want to get paid for something, etc., etc. So really, this is a little bit like a Rubik's cube to figure out how to make this mess into a beautiful, structured approach, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. How we're gonna package it.
Yeah.
And the more value we can give to the artist, the more music they will give us.
Yeah, but I think what with Songfox, which I really appreciate, is that not discarding the ecosystem and say fuck that, we're gonna do our own thing and we're gonna fucking do Pirate Bay on their data. Rather, like Spotify, trying to find a meaningful model.
Yeah, exactly.
That works.
Building a platform that is legal, that goes aligned with the benefits for the artist. Because it's going too fast as well. I mean, Suno came in November, December. So I think that we haven't seen anything yet in regulations in the music industry. The labels are sitting right now. It's the only thing they talk about. Mm-hmm. So I think when the storm is over, maybe in 1-2 years, it's going to be one winner, and the winner is Songfox, because we're building it right from the beginning.
I like that.
Dirty models, clean.
But is that how you see it? Is the storm happening right now?
The storm happening is right now. So the labels they're panicking.
Let's go into that. But you mentioned that in the beginning before we started as well. So the majors, the Universals, the Sonys, the Warner Brothers of the world are going into some panic mode, you said. Can you just elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, because the problem is the music platforms that are available today, they're training the models on their music, their catalogs, and that's not legal. So BBC went out with an article for 5 days ago that Sony goes out and warnings like 700 AI companies, and Universal blacklisting such platforms. So it's a war.
It has some... You can sort of draw the analogy to Pirate Bay.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. The same thing happened then.
I guess it's the same as New York Times is suing OpenAI for generating text.
It's the same thing, but this is music.
And others that are suing Stability AI for making images that are based on copyrighted material. Now it's songs and music.
Yeah. So it's it's data. It's about that. How you go? And actually, because in December 2003, they put in a lot of AI laws that they voted for in Europe that's gonna go into work in May. And one of the laws that's gonna be is you need to show how and what data you used when you train your model.
We're speaking about the AI actor.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, we have that as a potential news article later. But awesome.
Very interesting.
It will take some time before it gets into effect, but
exactly. Maybe 2 years, but it will come. It's a part of the storm.
Has been on this podcast before from different. But this is super interesting. But what?
Okay, just to close the topic, they're getting into panic mode because people are abusing basically their copyrighted material, and then they can sell it for free. We had the ghostwriter, copying Drake and
exactly,
actually making money on Spotify for publishing it, and then we had the
Elon Musk friend who went the other way.
Grimes,
clone your voice and
clone your voice. I don't care.
50% from it.
Yeah,
and actually that's more close to what Songfox is doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that is the question. If you go back to it, when Pirate Bay and Spotify came, the question was how you gonna listen to music. Now the question is how you're gonna create music.
Yeah. Awesome. What do you think the future of majors will be then? Are they going to have to acquire Songfox to survive, or what's the future?
Yeah, it's a good idea actually. Because I recommend them to do that.
Yeah.
Because because it becomes an industry structural topic. Like who then, if they are the labels, they are close to creation.
Yeah.
Will they need to acquire like the Songfoxes or go that route and take that route, or would you actually be coexisting with them? There are many angles here, of course.
We want to have them as a partner. We think that it's a hard question. It's the only question I think of. How will you create music in 2 years?
Yeah.
Grimes is into something, I think it's going to be different camps. Some artists are like, no way I'm going to clone my voice. This is my art. I'm like prestige and everything. And some artists is more like, this is the future. We need to adjust it and empower it.
It's similar to if you heard about the big Scarlett Johansson and OpenAI debate.
Yeah, with the voice, yeah.
And she was really angry with OpenAI when releasing ChatGPT 4.0 and having the Skyvox voice.
Yeah.
That was very similar, but it wasn't really her voice that they cloned. They actually had another actress that was, having a very similar voice, but she was still angry.
Yeah.
And I guess the question is then, is it illegal to have another person sounding similar? If you do that intentionally, I think yes.
Yes, I think so too.
But where do you draw the line?
I mean, where you draw the line in the Scarlett case is they asked her and she said no. Yes. And then something comes out that sounds like her. It's like, okay, you didn't get me. You got an impersonator of me. Yeah.
That sounds the same.
I mean, like we have impersonators who can do perfect impersonations. So somewhere here, tricky.
What would you do in Songfox if someone came and said, I want to have a song that sounds like Lasse Stefans in Swedish. And I'm not going to pay Lasse Stefans to do it, but I want someone sounding the same. Would you do it?
No, it's illegal. You can't do it. And if they take that music and use it on like Spotify or YouTube, I think it's going to be shut down.
But if it's not really, Lasse Stefans that you're cloning, but it is just another artist sounding similar, where do you draw the lines?
That's the question. Where do you draw the line? It's hard to draw the line because how similar can it be? Like if you go to Suno today and you type in, I want a song that sounds like ABBA, it's going to be error. They can't do it.
Okay.
But if you type ABBA with 3 Bs, they do it.
Really? And it sounds like ABBA though.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Also that when like, because when it comes to this, it's like, okay, you train your models on music from the catalogs, and then it's a company that are your customer and paying you subscription to own the rights, because that's on Suno. You own the rights to the music if you pay for it. But then you own the rights to music that you created on someone else's music from the ground. And then they should have royalties for that. And this is where everything cracks.
But how far have you gone into the rabbit hole of trying to understand intellectual property rights and legal? Because we had a couple of different guests here where we talked about, these types of legal topics. And one of the key topics has been, we need case law. We need actually to get some cases out here to get some clear. But you sound pretty. What I like with you, Hannes, is that you sound like you have screwed your hat on for a point of view on this is illegal, this is not illegal. Yeah. So have you had what has been your process to sort of muddle through all this?
But perhaps before that, just clarify a bit. What is the ownership model of Songfox? What happens when someone creates a song? Who owns it?
This is a good question actually, because in the end, we need to have a subscription model that provides ownership of the music, because the long-term customer for us is going to be musicians, artists that paying, and the companies that buying music. You can be a YouTube creator or a TikTok creator or doing ads on Facebook, anything.
Or someone having a wedding or something, or just a private person wanting some music, I guess, as well.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't want to own the rights to the music. They don't care about that. They just want the songs. So on Songfox, first Songfox, when they ordered songs, then there was the artist who owned the rights to the song. And because you can't have it in another way, because if the artists are connected to Steam, that counts the royalties, they can't sell the rights.
Really?
No, it's really hard to do it. That's why when Epidemic Sound came, they were selling the songs and the content.
Exactly.
But you can't be connected to Steam and be connected to Epidemic Sound.
Really? So you have to choose one?
You have to choose.
So, interesting.
So that's a big, like, some artists like, I want to be a part of Epidemic Sound, but I can't. So they are maybe a little mad on Epidemic Sound because of that.
Because Epidemic Sound went to a very pure model that allowed the YouTube creator to become the owner of the content,
right? Exactly.
Which is actually going then against the Steam setup.
Yeah.
It's interesting. We had friends from Epidemic Sound here on the pod.
Oh, who was that?
Carl Tomé.
Aha, Carl Tomé.
Yeah,
I've heard about him. He's the Mozart in machine learning. I heard.
He's the Mozart in machine learning. He's a monster.
Amazing! I would love to meet him.
We should arrange that.
We should arrange that.
Yes.
So he's a good friend.
But I think Epidemic Sound is amazing. They're doing a fantastic work, and they're like.
But it's really interesting to hear all these different nuances of this problem, right? So it's not straightforward.
No, it's not. It's not. But we're gonna solve the rights problem by we're gonna train 2 different models.
Okay.
So one model we're gonna train with the royalty-free music and the music from artists that can upload their music on our platform that are not connected to Steam or similar in their country, because then they don't own the music. Then our users can own the music that are trained on that model.
Yeah, and then you can have 2 different types of monetization models, so 2 different kickback models to the artist. One if you fully upload it, and one if you are still owning it.
But do I understand it correctly? You can train a model on royalty-free music, but then they can base other models from that. So you have like a master model that others then can use as a starting point?
Exactly. So we're going to train them on royalty-free music and music from artists that are not connected to Steam.
Yeah. And then you fine-tune it, I guess, for a specific artist later, or?
Yeah, we fine-tune it. Yeah, exactly. So that's the give and take. We fine-tune a model for you if you give us the music.
Yeah.
And then we're going to train another model that are trained, because we have a lot of in the community as well, but I'm connected to Steam. And I want to be connected to Steam, but I want to upload my music on your platform. And then we're going to train another model for our users that don't want to own the rights.
So in the end, it's actually, you need to understand the different use cases and the different drives different types of monetization setups. So one is where the artist really wants to own their own music, and then it works in one way. Or and one is, and then here you have like the customer who doesn't really care about owning the music.
Exactly.
And then you have the other scenario where the creator that is commissioning the music wants to own it, right? And you need to you need to treat them differently. That's your bottom line.
So 2 different
Very
models.
interesting.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like artist has all of the power in this platform as well. They can upload their music, and we can train a model, and then we say, now we're going to take your music and train our models as well. And they can say, no, I don't want you to do that. Then it's fine. Then we don't do it.
So if you train a model on some other artist's music and they sell that music somehow, do the artists get the kickback somehow? Or?
No, they're not. They're getting kickback on if their voice is generated. They clone the voice.
Okay, but if a model is trained on 10 different voices and then fine-tune a specific voice, they don't get anything for being part of that?
No.
Okay, interesting.
So we give them new music tools, like fine-tuning your own model, and do collaboration, find the cloned voices and use in your music, and earn money when your voice, if you choose to clone your voice, you don't need to clone your voice if you don't want to.
Really interesting.
But this is going to be so interesting, because also this is everybody needs to understand that this is going to be trial and error to fine-tune the actual model and these relationships, I believe, over the next couple of years, because we are really seeing what will work. Because in the end, you can go too far in one corner, in one angle, and then you don't get any artist because they don't like the deal. And then you can go the other way, and then it doesn't make any sense anymore as a financial model. So I think there's going to be, there's going to be a give and take here to figure this out. What do you think?
This platform and how we're going to contribute to the artist and add value and features. It's not our ideas, it's the artists.
Yeah.
So we have validated with the community. So we're building it together with them.
So this is the difference then, because you started together with the community from the beginning. And I think this is a unique selling point of how this has developed.
Exactly. Everything is about the community.
Super interesting. If the whole, I'm not an expert in music creation. Other people here are more into that, but still, the processing of music usually have a number of steps in it. From actually doing the singing or music creation and mixing them together and post-production and whatnot. Can you just elaborate a bit more? How is that process happening from start to end when someone first uploads some music and then come to have a song ready for production, so to speak? Is it as simple as you just upload a music, you write a prompt, and you get a song, or is it something else?
No, so the basic line is artists upload their music to us to train our model and fine-tune their own model. But for the users, they just type in what they want for kind of song. And then in seconds, they have 2 different songs. Oh. So we're always doing 2 songs. Okay. Generate 2 songs, always.
Yeah.
To get to know what they like.
So there's a lot of stuff happening in the back, but the user experience for someone wanting to commission a song is really a prompting experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's a prompt experience. So it takes about like 5 seconds.
So if someone wants to do some mixing or mastering of the song, can you split it up in stems in some ways? Or
that's in the roadmap, because we want to develop this platform for benefits the artist, to empower them and to upload more music on the platform. And we have a roadmap for different features, and that's one of them.
Can you choose what kind of musical instruments is used in a song, or can you tune that in some way?
No, you can only choose, for now you can only choose pop or rock or reggae and voice.
Oh, right. And the model creates both you have the lyrics, I guess, then, that you upload, or okay?
No, we make the lyrics. We make everything.
Oh, okay.
You just type in, I want a song about my best friend. I love him. Make a song about it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. Or you can provide more information.
Yeah. So so basically, someone is turning 30. The person is a scout, and we're gonna have a party in this venue.
Yeah.
Make a song out of it.
Yeah.
Whatever you are doing.
And it's not about. We started with like gift occasions, like when we give a present. But this is not about giving a present. This is about everything. This is about, I make a song about my colleague because he was so hangover today. I made a song about it and played it in an office. Or I'm going on a trip with my mother to Italy. I'm going to make songs about it.
Yeah. And now in the roadmap, you said, like right now, this is, now you have some choices on like pop, reggae, rock, blah, blah, blah. But you can probably go more and more what can be prompted in terms of the sound or the feeling. That is, of course, you can go bananas over time here, of course, and making those choices more and more elaborate.
Yeah, for sure. You can put down how many features you want, like what kind of instrument do you want.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I think the hard thing gonna be that you can't create music that sounds too similar to established music. Like I think that's gonna be a challenge. Like we said before, where do you draw the line?
Elaborate a little bit on that, because I think it's spot on.
Yeah, because I think like you can't make music that sounds similar to like Håkan Hellström's or Led Zeppelin's special song, Stairway to Heaven.
Can you detect that somehow today? Or
what?
Can you detect that today somehow?
You can develop like an infrastructure for that, but it is hard. And I know that's one of Epidemic Sound's like unique selling points as well. It's like with our music, you can buy our music in confidence that will not be shut down if you use it. For like a YouTube creator, for example, if you have like 10 million viewers, you can't create content and then 1 hour later it's shut down. Yeah.
And YouTube have this kind of what's it called, content ID filter?
They have filters.
Exactly.
So they can detect, if it's a duplicate of.
Does Spotify have that as well?
Maybe not. I can't go into details about that. But okay. Anyway, can you perhaps speak a bit about the price structure a bit of Songfox? So what would it cost for me if I wanted to go there today and create a song to my fiance or something? And I upload some music and I get the song.
Yeah, so we speak on the same page. You don't need to upload your music if you want to create a song.
Okay.
So uploading the music from the artist side, that's only to create a music tool for them and provide us with legal data. But the users, like you, for example, you don't need to upload anything. You can just go in and make a song. It costs nothing. It's free.
So that's free, completely free to just generate any song.
Yeah,
not
free.
Based on my voice then, but that sounds as I want it in some way. Okay.
Is it supposed to be free in the long run, or how do you see it?
Yeah, it's supposed to be free in the long run. always free. But we have, of course, we're going to make money of it. But it needs to be free in the beginning because we need users and then we need them to train our model. The more songs that generates on the platform, the better model we get. Soon we have made, I think it was 10 million songs until December. That's a lot. But our subscription model is based on $19. Yes, $19. Yes, $19. It's so hard with dollar and SEK, tycker jag.
So $19 per month to have a subscription model.
To have a subscription model, and then you own the rights to the music you create. So how we turn free customers to paying customers is by you can't own the music rights if you're not paying. And then the other subscription model is $19 and the other one is $72. And then it's a lot of features, and we think that it's going to be the business to business as a companies, creators that work with this, and artists and musicians.
But did I get it right? So this is a freemium step model. So on the lowest level, when Anders wants to commission a song for the AI after work, and he doesn't care if he owns the song or not, it's free.
Yes.
But not based on my voice, potentially.
No, not based on your voice.
No, so based on what is in the mod in this. Yeah.
But you can clone your voice if you want and upload it for free as well.
And then I can still generate it on my voice?
Yeah.
Free?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just the owning part that I'm missing if I do the free tier.
Yeah, exactly.
So the free tier is if you don't care about owning the song, but you want to sound like, if you want to win the bet, you just upload your voice and then you sort it out and then you come and play it here and you won the bet.
But we're having a filter for the voice that uploaded need to be pretty good. Otherwise we don't accept it.
Shit, I will fail that.
You're fucked.
I was planning to record a song in my voice, have a speaker, go to Grönejägaren in Söder and have that,
karaoke.
But that's an interesting thought, because you were asking before, like, how do you think you're going to create music in the future? And I think that is one of them, that you're going to just press your button on the computer and then speak in to the microphone on the platform, and we will change your voice to a good voice. And we had a product on the first when we're selling this custom-made songs. We had a product called AIAW Sing. So when the customer ordered a song, so I want a song for my sister, she's turning 30. And then the artist produced the song on her terms. And then the customer was singing for 30 seconds the song that she was received. Then we could, through AI, change the voice. So we take away the artist song and we put in her voice. So we took the character of the customer's voice and added on stems on the artist's voice. So it sounded like the customer. And I say to you, it's crazy. I made a lot. I said, it's crazy. This is my voice. But it sounds so good.
And it works well, you said.
It works so good.
It's already
Kids AI.
It's already sorted technology for some time now, because you had instruments like melody and etc. where you don't need to sing, you just basically play other chords and then you get the music.
Yeah.
So kudos for thinking about that. It's just basically more monetization of the entire concept, but actually the technology has existed for some time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not the quality of 11 Labs.
Oh no. That has been forever. I mean, look at most of the artists are using basically this technology to sing. Half of them do not know even how to sing.
You mean like autotuner?
Autotuner and melodies and things like that. So you don't need so much.
But it wouldn't be able to fix my singing voice, I don't think.
I can prove you.
Well, I'm eager to go to the competition kind of arena soon and think about like ChatGPT 4.0 and 11 Labs and Udio and whatnot.
Yeah, but what's the competition in here?
But before we go there, let's just finish the pricing structure. And I just want to see if I understand it correctly. So you have the free tier, you don't own it, but you can create songs. Awesome. Then you have a subscription model for $19. You own the rights. And then you have $72 and you get some more features. Can you just elaborate what kind of features do you get for the highest tier, so to speak?
For the highest tier, you have the possibility to own, the customer for that one is producers, artists, musicians, and business as companies. Labels. Also good label. Also creators, YouTube creators that want to use music. And if you're paying the $72 subscription, you as an artist can own your music that you have uploaded on the platform. So if you don't want us to use your music to train our model, then you need to pay the higher fee.
Okay, for $19, you own it, but you're allowed to use it in Songfox to improve your models.
So you attribute to the AI music pool, as we call it.
But it's still generated by your model. Can you train your own model on your own output, so to speak? Is that useful?
What?
I mean, if you pay $19, you own the rights, but you have still the rights in Songfox to use it for your own model creation.
Yeah.
But it's the output of your own model. Wouldn't that be like a feed loop that simply trains on its own output then? Or how can you use the output from your model to train your own model?
Now we take their music and train a model for them.
Oh, the uploaded music.
The uploaded music.
I see. Of course.
So the difference between the 19 and the 72 tier is a little bit like with the 19, you get to do your stuff, but you actually allow us to use your music to improve our model. But with 72, you have complete freedom to be completely independent if you choose to.
Exactly. And also then you have another feature is going to be that you have you can create music with other cloned voices and own the rights to that. And you will not, if you don't paying the higher fee, you will not get access to the best cloned voices. But that's features for the artist, and like companies doesn't care about that because they just want to create music, and they're gonna pay. There's gonna be a different. On the first model, you can use the music for 2 platforms like Instagram and TikTok, but not Facebook. Only 2 platforms. Right. And on the higher feed, you can use it on 5 platforms.
I see. I think it's a rather well thought through pricing structure you have. So congrats on that.
Oh, thank you. Let's hope it works.
Should we go to the competition arena?
Yeah, I mean, I think we could broaden the perspective and looking at the full ecosystem. We talked a little bit about the labels or the majors, but I mean, if we zoom out now into what is the AI music industry about to emerge here, and we have many different entry points into this conversation. So maybe competition is one way to define it.
Yeah. Who do you consider your top competitors?
Suno och Udio.
Yeah.
Stable Audio.
Audio. I haven't. Okay. So Stability AI have their stable audio as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they all have slightly different value propositions, right? They're not so everybody's sort of interpreting this music creation with AI value pool, so to speak. We are coming into it from different angles a little bit.
But what's your difference? Please. What's your edge if you compare it to Suno or Udio, for example? What's the difference there?
We're building a legal platform that benefits the music creators.
Is that simple?
True? Yeah. Of course, that's a big, simple selling point.
Yeah.
And I guess if we take 11 Labs that just released recently the ability for basically voice cloning or and also do songs.
They do songs now as well. Yeah.
But I guess the same argument applies there as well. It's not like a legal.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean, ChatGPT is going to make it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's.
Did you see the GPT-4o?
Yeah.
What if you ask simply GPT-4o to say, please create this song? It can sing. Yeah. I guess they can't take your voice right now and do it in your voice.
That will come as well. Yeah. You're going to clone your voice there as well. But it's invalid. How do you say it? It's so hard to pronounce. Oundvikligt.
It's inevitable.
Inevitable. That's a hard one.
I mean, I think, we can't be afraid about the top dragons, so to speak. They may and may not, create something. And
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And that's inevitable.
Yes. So, I still remember the Spotify days once in 2014 or Apple were going to launch their Apple Music service, and everyone in Spotify was super scared and thought, we're going to be killed in a week after this launch. But it turned out not to be the case. And even startup have a chance to, beat the big dragons.
Yeah, of
sometimes.
course. Everything that is the giants today has been startup one day.
Yeah. And perhaps you can simply start to use GPT-4o at some point or some whatever model, and that just improves your business model as well.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before, and you used to quote before, like someone in Google or someone said, like, I'm not scared about the other giants. I'm more scared about the hardcore startups that are nimble and fast and can really do something really impactful. Because they are nailing it, right? So it's all about product market fit. It's all about nailing it, right? And then when that comes along, we have seen it now over and over again. It goes super fast. And then, of course, what happens? Okay, you get bought up by the big giant. This is one option. Then you won anyway. Or you sort of, there's so many avenues that means don't be scared of the big, don't let the big giants be a showstopper.
No,
why you wouldn't do anything.
You take them with you.
You take them with you. I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you also actually take the majors, the record labels with you as well.
Yes.
And the artist. I mean,
yes.
It's such a nice, idea.
It's the only way forward. If you're gonna change the music industry and you're gonna change how you create the music, you need to do it with the original creators. They have the answers.
It's a good summary.
I still want to try. I know you're not eager to go there, but I still would like to see, can we dig a bit deeper into the technology about, how is Songfox creating the song? Can you say something more than you have a model that is fine-tuned?
So we're training our model and we're fine-tuning the model.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to go
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But I can understand you want to keep some secrets.
But at the end of the day, it's like, whose model is going to win? Easy. The model that has best quality of the data and the amount is going to be the best model.
Yeah, so you start collecting the right data and you get your own uploaded music that you can start to train on.
Yeah.
And then you can switch models, I guess, because that will change every month anyway, or every week more or less. There will be a new
exactly.
model. Is it based on, can you say if it's an open source model or some more commercial?
We're training our model in an open framework, yes.
Yes, okay. I see you don't want to share it. It's okay. I'll stop poking you here. I think
you can try me.
He needs 4 more beers.
Exactly.
Yes, we will take it after work and see if we can get some more details. Okay, perhaps we can move to another topic then. What would you say the biggest challenges have been so far in creating Songfox?
The biggest challenge so far, that is not a challenge anymore, is collecting the data. So how are we going to train the models? You can train it on royalty-free music, but royalty-free music is not free. People think that's free, that you can just take it and train it. But no, you need to license it. You need to pay for the music still. It's cheap, of course. You can buy it's not that cheap actually, but you can buy maybe 1,000 tracks for 20,000 Swedish crowns.
Okay.
But 1,000 tracks is not a lot. But combined, I think it's 8 hours of music. And you need a lot of hours to train the model. To give a perspective, I know one model that is very good on the market. They have, from the giants, they have trained their model on 20,000 hours of music. And is a lot.
Okay, data is one thing.
But that will solve
really
it. Another challenge is going to be, like I said before, okay, how can we create music that don't sound too similar to what...
to existing songs.
Yeah. And another challenge is that the quality of the music that are uploaded on the platform need to be good as well. So we're sitting right now and try to develop... how we can make it better quality when they upload the music. So
what do you mean with that? Like the process more quality?
Yeah,
or how
more mixing and mastering on the music that they upload.
So because the stuff that is uploaded, if that has bad quality, it actually impacts the whole model.
Then it's going to be not a good model. It's about quality.
So you need to have some quality control on their level of mixing and mastering as they upload it.
It's like a model is like human. If you provide the human with bad like food and bad drinks, the body will not be nice. It will be
okay.
And the same with the model. The better quality you have and the more amount you have, the better it gets.
Yeah, sounds good. What about, I mean, it sounds like you have a rather large model. I don't know. I'm just guessing. What about computing power and the costs for the infrastructure? Is that a concern for you?
Yeah, it's costing money when you're training the model. So then you like, I'm not so technical, so people know that, but I have learned a lot, and I'm trying to understand, like when you're training the model as we do, it costs a lot of money for the GPUs. Yeah. So like you need to buy graphic cards and you rent them for like $2 an hour. And the more data you have, the more graphic cards you need.
Yeah. Where have you where did you go to train your model? Who are you training with?
You have a cloud provider.
You have a cloud provider for this, or do you do it somewhere else?
Yeah, I think it's Amazon.
Okay,
AMS.
Yeah.
We're going to use AMS, yes.
Awesome. But it sounds like the pricing model you have, can that really make up for the cost of the compute if you train your own model on that data as well? That's a
good, because you just train the model once.
Yeah.
You train the model for like about a month, and then it's done. And then you put in more data in the model. But the problem is that it costs us money when someone generates a song, because then we need to be connected to the GPUs, the graphic cards. That's why we try to develop an infrastructure that scale down and up. So if many people generating songs, we scale up the GPUs. And if we don't generate songs, we scale down the rent. And that's development and infrastructure.
But I guess you have the master model, or the one trained on like royalty-free music, but then you have the personalized, fine-tuned models as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they take a month to train, or are they quicker to train?
Fine-tuning takes us 10 hours.
10 hours?
Yeah, approximately 10 hours.
But it's still rather expensive. 10 hours of GPU time.
It's so much cheaper to fine-tune than train a model.
Sure. But for $19 a month.
I hope that it is, because that's what our CTO said to us.
Yeah. Still $19 per month, 10 hours of GPU time. It's
19. You mean that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yes, I understand you. I hear you, and I hear you.
Well,
this is something to know.
Yes. You probably figure it out somehow.
But another angle on the competition, but not on the competition, but just on the industry. How hard has it been to get the meetings with the
let's just keep the challenges, and I added to the list.
Yeah. Okay.
So compute is one, quality of song to similar songs another, having the data is one. What about simply knowing the tech, knowing the AI technology to use? You said you had the sweat?
Yeah, that's Violet's work.
Okay,
I can't be good at everything. They can do the tech.
But you just closed the deal with them. Did you have some technology before that to?
Yeah, we had MVP that we had built.
That you yourself and people around you had built?
Yeah, I didn't build it.
No. But you have some people that are ML engineers or something working in...
We have a co-founder called Semir, and he is... he put us in contact with the developers that built it, and we paid them for it.
Okay.
Like, I think 60,000 crowns.
Okay.
So in the beginning, it was a very simple MVP. So basically, it only does text to beat.
Okay.
So you got the model and MVP, a concept, and you basically then you bought consulting hours in relation to get the stuff done, and now you made a deal. So how you scale that up, and the structure will sort of expand now. With
Violet. They further developed the MVP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you think people-wise? Recruiting people is hard. I think you had an interesting concept with the sweat equity thing. How do you envision going forward? What's the expansion plans when it comes to Songfox? Are you going to continue on the sweat equity track, or are you going to build up ML teams inside of Songfox, or what do you think?
I think that our plan forward is that we're going to have an early access product for the real users in January next year. Mm-hmm. So we think that then the MVP is further develop to an early access product. And then we're going to have a traction on that one, try to enable users by users. And then we're going to take in more money. And when they take in the big round, then we're going to take in the tech in-house to hire developers. But until then, it's going to be sweat equity.
Mm. So what's the tech right today? If I were to go there or you were to demo it later, what kind of song can you generate? Is it the beats only? Or
yes,
is it
the beats only. So you can only generate text to beat. Mm. Yeah. And then we're going to use 11 Labs infrastructure for the cloning.
I see.
Yeah.
How long are the songs that you can produce?
It's going to be 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hmm? Okay, sorry, Henrik.
No,
if you were to...
So now we talked a little bit about the challenges and all that, but I was circling back or broadening the scope of the ecosystem, and I was actually curious about understanding, looking at the community with the artists has been one key user persona or player, so to speak, and then you mentioned the majors. So I wanted to sort of zoom into, what are you trying to achieve or discuss or partner up with, and what's the pitch and the discussion with the majors right now? So what's that all about?
Yeah, but like I said, I think in this revolution that's happening in the music industry, I think that you need to have the artists with you and also the majors, because the majors has the catalogs to the established musicians and artists. And our take on the majors is like, we believe that if you look 2 years ahead, it's like, how will you create music as a famous artist? How will Veronica Maggio create music in 2 years? Grimes is into something that I can clone my voice and accept, and we take 50-50 split. We believe that in the future, that Veronica Maggio, and this is our pitch to the majors. We're meeting with Sony next week. Yeah. So our pitch is like, but this is future now, and we're thinking about this. But Veronica Maggio,
your insight, your bet.
Yeah, my insight, exactly. I think that Veronica Maggio can upload her music on our platform as an artist, independent, established. Clone your voice, train your model, and then other people, other artists can create music with your sound. And if it gets a right amount of likes and interaction, this song that you have created with Veronica Maggio's sound and her model on our platform, it qualifies to let go on Spotify, and then they split the royalties. And I think that that's how art is going to build a legacy for the music.
Yeah, so this is super interesting, and I think I get it, because what you're talking about is how can we get scale effects and network effects, an explosion of work, and MVPs on which songs that flies or whatever on one artist, and essentially I would call this crowdsourcing around that artist.
Yeah.
And then of course you have a model that, okay, you see what flies, and then you split the royalty.
Yeah.
And then you created more revenue streams on that same artist.
Yeah. It's like
more than what she could ever do herself.
Yeah, exactly. And like at the end of the day, like what does established artists earn the most money on? It's company gigs. Mm. Like playing on a company, they earn like 1 million for like 3 songs. That's how they earn the big money. Mm. Amen. So they want to earn money, and they want, I think, to build a legacy of themselves. I saw this on. I don't have a TikTok, but I have friends that have TikTok. Yeah. I deleted everything: Facebook, Instagram, and I hate it.
Oh, we need to talk about that. Right? That's a good little small topic.
A big thing on TikTok right now is that hip hopper and rappers does hip hop on Abba's sound.
Oh.
And I think that goes along with trying to vision. It's like create your own music with my sound. Like when they did this collaboration with Håkan Hellström last year, I think it was. Like Veronica Maggio, Hovet, do the tolkning on his songs. Så mycket bättre.
It's so much better.
It's actually so many better concepts.
Yeah, exactly. But in a bigger scale.
Yeah, it's scale.
And with AI. And I only think the only problem I see with that is, okay, Veronica Maggio can clone her voice and upload her music and train a model, and then an artist can use your sound and create new art on the art. I think the problem in that is like, then she need to approve the songs. Like Grimes.
Yes.
She needs to approve it. And when it's such a big scale,
it doesn't work.
And that's why we think that, okay, but the more likes it gets on the platform, that's qualifying to license on Spotify.
So the core topic is here that this is actually not just, it's actually a model in here in order to approve and work on approvals on the right stuff.
You need to have 100,000 likes on the song, and then she can approve it.
And license it,
Yeah, and like, if she wants.
Yeah,
if she wants.
What do you think will happen then to labels, to artists? Will it be? I mean, usually in the music industry, you have a big long tail of artists that make no money at all. Will a long tail be less long tail, and they will enable people that are not making money to make more money today, or will it simply add 10x the number of people that can be artists, so it will be an even longer long tail potentially?
Maybe. It's like the longer tail, you mean that now people with no musician talent can now create music. I'm an AI artist.
I mean, in short, today we have a very few set of artists that actually make proper money and can make a living off from it.
Yeah, like 0.1%. Yeah.
And do you think that percentage will increase or decrease, I guess, with Songfox?
Increase, of course. That's the whole purpose. The purpose that musicians can earn money. And I think that if you can make music with a famous artist's sound, that's going to increase the chances to let publish music that go viral.
That sounds good. If I were to just challenge that, it could enable me also to come on Songfox and with my horrible singing voice, create songs, perhaps inspired by other people or artists.
Making the tail longer at the very end.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I would take some money from perhaps some of the top tail, so to speak.
Yeah, but like in the end, like, are you going to do it because you want to earn money on music or to work with music?
No,
would you pay $72 for that?
No, true.
No, but and I like it, because what you're saying is that basically, how can more people that are talented but not discovered, so to speak, how can they find revenue streams in different ways? So how can they micro monetize a lot of stuff that all of a sudden makes this whole thing work? So they can work less in call centers, so they can work less in flipping burgers.
Exactly. And it comes down to the biggest problem in the hardest thing for an artist, that the challenge for artists today is that I have music. This is good music. How do I get it out there?
Yeah,
that's the hard thing.
And democratizing artists.
Yeah, and this platform is helping them.
But
to
it's
get
interesting
out the
because
music.
it's democratizing artists, not only democratizing music. It's actually a distinction here.
Yeah, it is. But it's the same.
It's the same.
But it's not the same.
Philosophical, but nice.
Yeah.
It's time for AI News, brought to you by AIAW Podcast.
So you don't know this perhaps, Hannes, but in the middle of the podcast, we take a short break and just speak about the weekly news that we have heard.
All right.
Each one of us can bring up one or two interesting news articles that we have read about and just speak shortly a few minutes about
news articles or something that went viral or something that sort of caught your eyes in the news feed or LinkedIn feed or whatever it was.
Just to start with you, Hannes, do you have anything that you read about?
I saw that that Truecaller now has integrated a new thing in the app that you can clone your voice and then you can answer phone calls with your own voice, but you're not answering it.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
So they're doing some kind of voice cloning and allowing you to have an answering machine with your own voice.
Yeah, but the voice is speaking to the person.
Yeah, so it's not an answering machine anymore.
It's like you haven't cloned yourself.
Yeah, so it's actually it's not going to answering machine. You go to my clone chatbot, my avatar. Okay. You're not talking to me. You're talking to my avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's cool, man.
And then the avatar is gonna call, so the avatar is talking to each other, and then we're fucked.
Well, they can talk to each other as much as they want.
Yeah, yeah.
So
exactly.
true caller assistant, right?
Yeah, I saw it on Break It, I think.
They ask for the purpose of the call. Oh, okay.
So it's an intelligence answering machine where you get some data out of the person.
Yeah, it's like personal assistant, almost.
Yeah, but that's really interesting.
That's a cool piece of news. And Truecaller, is that Swedish?
Yeah.
Yes,
it is, right?
Yes, I know a lot of people there.
You know some people there. Yeah.
I don't know how do they earn money? It's free.
Well, they are the major market they have is like India. In India, they don't have such a thing as a yellow book or a directory of people and the numbers.
Okay.
And that they have a way to, through their graph of people and being able to understand this is the person, even though everyone or a lot of people are having the same name, they can understand it's closer to you in the social graph and fine. Yeah, I don't know the details, but they have some interesting.
Yeah, 84% of their revenue is coming from in-app advertisement.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, they have a really interesting product.
So that is also something that you can take a look at.
In-app advertising.
Exactly.
Yeah, could be the future.
That was an awesome piece of news.
Yeah.
Henrik, do you
I haven't done the proper research today, but I've seen a couple of flashes this week on the more AI-powered PC. So there's been a couple of launches from I think it was like Lenovo and there's and like we're talking Microsoft. So now we are coming into the next generation of how to reimagine the personal computer. So you have Copilot plus PC. So
what does it mean?
Well, in my opinion, it means, instead of having a PC and with an operating system, the way we are normally buying
like this.
Yeah. We have it from the beginning.
It's not a normal PC.
Integrated with no, it's not a Mac. So it's a
PC.
So and then you have Copilot or a generative AI assistant built into the operating system, or built in much closer. So the whole PC learns and works with you so the PC gets much closer.
It's like a ChatGPT computer.
Yeah, something like this.
It's exactly what it is.
It is what it is. Like
it's simply Copilot built into the operating system. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that give us? That's the most important question. Why do we want that?
No, but you have it. So first of all, it's just basically now installed in all the PCs. So that means you can generate pictures in a split second. You can do. It's basically the modern version of the clip.
Yeah, but this is the clip. This is the old Microsoft clip. You get the clip.
It's 30 years old vision that it comes to reality.
Do you know this joke? Like
you know what clip is, right?
No, you're too young even.
Yeah.
You know what clip is?
No.
So you remember in the it's like early
90s.
I would say 90s and beginning of 2000s and etc. If you go to Microsoft, there was this gadget that came out like a cat or a clip. That just did on the computer tick tick, and then it's basically your assistant, and you ask him stuff and etc. and it helps you out with the different stuff in Microsoft and all this. It's like a help assistant.
Yeah. So in the 90s, it looked like a small like a clip.
You can see
a paper clip.
Yes.
Looks like a cartoon.
Oh, wait, I know.
So this is the old version of this. So ChatGPT was imagined in the 90s by Microsoft.
I think it was very innovative. It's just it was way ahead of its time.
Technology-wise, like this guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, yeah.
So in the 90s, they made it so it sort of popped out in your operating system. So when you were typing away on your Microsoft and you were sort of struck with something in Word, it's like he came up, beep, beep, beep,
like
a
had that on the school computers.
Yes.
Didn't fucking work.
And then you could have changed to different gadgets and whatever it is.
But potentially now we are kind of getting there.
Yeah.
With the ChatGPT Copilot PC.
Well, we are there as like while you're talking, I'm find you Gartner curve 95. This is the first Gartner hype curve, if I can find it.
What is that?
It's clippy on there.
Yeah, it's clippy on there, but let's see if I can find it.
It's the hype cycle. It's like how technology,
have evolved.
Gartner is sort of
I was doing a presentation some years ago. Mm-hmm. And you can see this is the first Gartner hype curve that basically is in 1995. And the top of the thing there, it was intelligent agents, which was basically clip at that point of time. I was doing this presentation.
That's so funny.
So fucking funny.
Yeah.
This is brilliant.
And
so how the fuck did you remember this?
My presentation was about Eurovision and AI hype. And all of these years when basically AI appears, suddenly Sweden wins the Eurovision. So I was doing the research and then it came out this intelligent agent in 95. I was like, clip is here. And now 30 years after.
Now it's agents all again.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Microsoft, but you finally realized that.
But now they're leading.
Yes.
But could we summarize? Is it clippy on PC?
No, this is clippy.
What do we have with Copilot plus
so
PC?
So the Copilot here, you say enable you to do things that you can blah, blah, blah. In other PC, it's easily find and remember what you have seen on your PC with a recall. So it's a new tool that they are implementing, which is also very dangerous if you're Googling different stuff. Generate and refine AI images in near real time directly on the device using Co-Creator. So that is another gadget that is on now. Bridge language barriers with live captions. So basically now you can speak with whoever you want to in different languages. And then basically, it goes on and on and on. But basically it's the new generation of PCs that are coming out from Microsoft. And as you can see, they're doing it with partners like Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, Samsung, and etc. And if you see it, it's a natural course of how computers will evolve. They will have these technologies and AI inbuilt in them, and in future, of course, you will be able to do much more things with it.
It's just a new rebranding of Windows. Before they had forced Windows on every laptop. Now they're forcing you with Copilot instead.
I mean, it's a natural course. So you will find this in Apple already.
But to me, this is an evolution of what we define as the operating system, right? What is installed on your PC? What's the software on your hardware that sort of you interact with?
Yeah, but I mean, PCs are in general complicated. So you need to have a helper so you can actually enable your thing. Keep in mind that
actually I want an assistant to understand my fucking configuration.
Yeah, exactly like Office assistant.
You need to
calendar
move away
assistant.
from the keyboard and mouse interface that we had for like 40 years and now have something that you can actually interact with in natural language.
I used to tell the computer, I don't know how to fix a fucking modem, So, I mean, what do I do in order to install a modem? Please install the modem for me. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
But do you think the computers will have like a keyboard?
In future, no.
Or you just talk with them?
Yeah, you talk or basically.
It's a good question.
So there is a screen then?
There is a
small robot?
So the future, to me, in 5 to 10 years, you will not have a keyboard. It will be just a screen. Probably will have some infrared technology that is already available where you can actually just type on a table.
I don't think voice enough. Only is enough. No, voice only is not enough.
Yeah.
But what is it?
It will take some time, but there will be fun.
Add that to the list. This is a good philosophical question.
Yeah.
All right. So that was my little, but I don't know. It kind of popped up this week, right? This was launched.
Yes. It was actually, this is 3 days ago.
3 days ago. It was a kind of big sort of marketing hype.
Yeah, it's a marketing thing.
Marketing hype around that. But it came this week, so it's news.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have any super big. I have a couple of small things, and just we've spoken about some of them already. One is the Scarlett Johansson story.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of surprising, I think, that OpenAI now chose this week to actually shut down and take down the Sky voice. That was similar to Scarlett Johansson, even though it wasn't trained on actual Scarlett Johansson voice.
They knew they were doing it wrong. They knew.
No, but it was, as Anders said in the beginning, so the sound is very familiar to her voice, right? Yeah. But voices in general are very similar to each other. You can find like your clone of your voice very easy in that aspect because it's just basically modulation of that, right? It's just like doesn't need to. You will have your and etc.
It's my brother. Things. Sometimes your own family, right? When your brother speaks, it can be super similar.
Yeah, but the frequency can be the same.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody has like a different voices because of how we sing or how we basically speak and modulations and stuff. But the voice is just a frequency, and there is not a lot of frequencies.
Yeah,
exactly.
But still, I think I can go back and forth on this. I think for one, they wanted to have the Sky voice similar to the movie Her, which Scarlett Johansson was playing in.
That's why.
And then when they asked Scarlett Johansson and she said no, they thought, okay, let's just find an artist that sounds similar, and then they train a voice on that. Then you can ask, okay, is this ethically correct? Is it a deep fake? A deep fake is usually AI cloning the real artist or a real song or a real image. In this case, it's not. It's like manual deep fake without AI. They take a human that sounds similar to the real artist or actress, and then use that to train an AI. So it's like a manual deepfake in some way.
Yeah. But is it wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it wrong?
I think in this case they knew the voice was very similar to the Her voice, which they wanted to have.
Yeah, this was the purpose.
Yeah. So the intention was wrong.
So the intention is wrong, and therefore it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's that simple. So the intention is clearly wrong, so therefore it's wrong.
Yeah. I think it's what we say all the time about the AI Act, which is that it's not a technology that should be regulated. It's the intention.
The intention, the application, that is the problem. When you know it's fucking the wrong intention or application, don't blame the technique. Blame the fucking idea that basically cheating the system.
The idea was wrong here. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's an AI that does it or a human in this case that did it. Right?
It's the intention. Yeah,
it's the application intention that we need to regulate.
So speaking about that, I think it's a natural segue to the AI Act that you spoke about as well. So this week they actually did the final agreement in the council.
Yes,
they had the three parts in the EU: the Parliament, the
everybody
Commission.
thought it was now it's done. No, it's not done.
Okay, so what is this saying then?
So they had the big trialogue that they called it in December last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
where the
voted.
Yes. So then the Council, Commission, and the Parliament, agreed on this, but then they each have to sign off. And apparently, this is the last step. So now the Council had said the green light to the AI Act, and after this, the only thing remaining, as far as I understand it, is the President of the Parliament and the Council has to sign the actual agreement. And then it is basically enacted. And then it will be rather quickly coming in power.
What is quickly then?
Quickly is the first one. Is in 6 months.
In 6 months. EU.
6 months. The limited risk. It's within 6 months, but that is the limited risk, which is basically are subject to very light transparency, which means that you as an organization you will need to show transparently what you're doing with your models.
I think you're speaking about different things here. One is when you have to comply with it. The other thing is when it's become enacted. I think enacted actually happens like 20 days or something after this signing.
But that is the legal terms of putting it in place.
But then people don't have to comply with it directly. That would be impossible. So then they have different time periods.
So there's an enactment 20 days, and then there is different times when they start. You can get fines. Or actually, first step is not. You will get a slap on the wrist, and then after this date, you will get fines even.
Yes. If you remember on Data Innovation Summit, we had Dragos Tudorache, right?
Who was this?
He's the guy basically. If you read his name there, he's basically the one that is.
He was the Data Innovation Summit.
Yeah, he was. They were talking about this that is coming in. So now it's in motion. That is what it is. And then I don't think it's going to be a very big problem for many organizations. It's going to force them to be a little bit more transparent, like we did with GDPR. So you need to have like a cookies and everything else, right? And then every single organization will have to. The first thing that companies will start for immediately from now is starting ranking their system based on the risk model. So is it a low model? Is it a medium model? Is it a high risk? And a high risk, as you read there above, they are not. They are things like social scoring, visual recognitions, and etc. I think it's here somewhere, right? AI systems such as, for example, cognitive behavioral manipulation, social scoring will be banned from EU because of the risk of the risk is deemed unacceptable. So that is actually the major thing that we are doing, and everything else it will be adjusted somewhat.
Yeah, but to take it back to Songfox, I think where the biggest impact will be in AI companies that want to do a model-based approach like Songfox, that, you know what, if you haven't been trying to do it the right way like you are doing it, now it's going to be a little bit new ball game.
This could be a good thing for Songfox.
I'm not so scared for I'm not so scared for enterprises. I'm scared for AI startups that's been going the
Udio way on
not the smala vägen, not the thin way, but
I think like when it comes to those Silicon Valley companies, they don't care. There's like fucking sue us then. We're just doing it.
Yeah, but the same happened.
But I think I'm potentially then in Europe. I have this idea that, you know what, we as citizens, we need to vote with our wallets, right? We should think carefully, who are we endorsing and what are the core foundations and principles and ethics of these companies. And then therefore we choose to use Songfox instead of another one because it's not fucking right.
No, exactly.
I mean, you should use this as a promotion piece to say that, you know, we are ready to be compliant with the AI Act, you know, and very few others are. That should be really big one.
This is a good, unique selling point right now.
Yes, very.
And it's you said it yourself before. But now it's fresh. Now it's hardcore. I didn't
know it was. Did it come today?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay, yeah.
Tuesday, but you will hear from them soon. So. If not from them, from all the consultancy companies that will milk this market right now.
Yeah.
Let me sell you a survey that you can rank your systems on, and I will tell you.
Exactly.
Right.
One small final.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go. This is nice.
You know, Google actually released a technical report that I has been waiting for quite some time. It's what was for Gemini 1.5. You know, the biggest model they have. The big multimodal model that they released before GPT-4o. And now they had a technical report. And if you remember the Gemini 1.5, it is the one with 1 million token context window and potentially 2 million or 10 million context window. So I was very much looking forward to see how do they do this.
And you used to put the context of 1 million in token window. What is the normal token?
What is a token window?
Yeah.
So the context window is basically how long the prompt can be and how long the output can be from a large language model.
Okay.
So normally
and typically it's
like 32K or 8K, 8,000 or something. But with now they have like 128K in GPT-4, etc.
So a token window.
I don't understand that.
So if you want to, you put the prompt in, and you put the prompt in, and you put the whole book in as a way to frame what the prompt is all about.
Yeah.
Okay. Like normally we do a prompt. It's like how many tokens in a sentence? I don't know.
How many words?
How many words,
tokens,
right?
Yeah, that's
tokens is a word.
Equal to word.
Yeah, exactly. Token is
so then you go, okay, now you have a token window, so you can upload 128,000 words. So it's quite a lot of data that you can then frame the prompt with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, I get it.
And now you go from 128,000 to 1 million.
That's a big step. Million.
That's a big fucking step.
It also means that you can put in a video. Video is also translated into tokens, like patches of the frames. And that means you can put in like a 3-hour video.
Like this podcast.
Like this podcast.
And you can just, you can ask questions about the whole podcast and you can find stuff about it. Anyway, the sad story about this is that it was a really long report, 153 pages or something.
Did you read it all?
I skimmed through it.
Yeah, you skimmed it.
How long time did it take to skim it?
Because it was very quick, because I realized 50% of the whole report was just about safety things that they had done. And then they had, the interesting part was the architecture chapter that was looking into how did they build the model. It was like 2 paragraphs, half a page.
That's bullshit. So what you really wanted to find was like tummetott.
I mean, they only said like, it's a sparse mixture of expert model. We know that. They said that before. And then they said, we made a host of, I'm going to read this properly.
Yeah, do it.
A host of improvements made across nearly the entire model stack, architecture, data optimization system, blah, blah, blah. And then they didn't elaborate anything more. The host of improvements. That's the description in a technical report. It shouldn't be called a technical report. It should be a safety report or something.
It's a marketing bullshit report.
It is a marketing. Yeah. I was really angry actually. And don't call it a technical report unless it is actually a technical report.
But you went in there to think you were going to get some of the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
On what is the structure of the mixture of experts infrastructure?
Yeah. And how do you do? I mean,
do you want to cover the Project Astra and Gemini 1.5?
Yeah,
Pro?
I think we spoke about it.
We spoke about Astra last week.
Good. Let me then close it with some good one and some funny one. So I was in Dubai recently, and then I had like a conference in the same time when we had a conference in the Technology Innovation Institute here. So this is actually coming fresh now. They revealed a new model. You remember that Abu Dhabi based Technology Innovation Institute unveiled Falcon last year, which was a top dog, one of the top dogs at least, and now they are releasing the Falcon 2.
This is open source model, right?
Yeah, it's actually it's the best one based on Arabic languages, so to say. So it's so there was supposed to be some Chinese investment, as you can see here. So now they are securing a little bit more stuff from Microsoft instead. So which is also a very important part. So the global race is now on completely, and the new model is coming up. So that is very interesting. You can read a little bit more online about this. They are working already on Falcon 3 generation. So United Arab Emirates, they're really into competing globally on language models, on generative AI, and etc. So and they have the money for it, of course.
Yeah, this is interesting stuff, right? We've been looking to America, we've been looking to China, and we've been thinking about how should Europe catch up? And all of a sudden, there's so much money and so much drive out of the Arab part of this that kind of has sort of not been on the radar. And with Falcon 2 and 3 and the kind of investments and the kind of money they have, it's going to be interesting how fast they can be a real contender, because we know there is a GPU war.
Yeah.
Which is bottom line money.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have the pockets to be part of this game.
Yeah.
So it's interesting when they really say, I want to compete globally in this game and I have the deep pockets.
Yeah.
So I will do a very short one as well, which is very important. As you can see, the war of generative models is increasing in terms of like all the top giants, basically, including Tesla, Databricks. Who else can we name? Snowflake just released one.
Snowflake in there too now.
Yeah, Snowflake is on 27th, I think, of April. They announced their own model as well. So as you can see, all the top giants are right now like, okay, if we cannot build it, let's buy a company or let's make strategic partnership with those ones that we actually.
Yeah, and we had Databricks here, and then the procure, acquisition of Mosaic.
Yes. So I have been looking at basically who is going to snatch Mistral. And as you can see here,
I don't think.
But this is a partnership. But I think this is going to be
partnership. Is step one.
In my belief, I think that IBM is a perfect contender for Mistral. They
will not acquire it. I don't believe it.
No, I don't think so too. But this is very you see. But it's open source. So let's see. Okay. This is my predictions, because IBM is they need one.
Something.
They need one for sure. And now to end up with a very, I think it's a good news for today, because it's correlated to what we are talking about. You remember at the beginning of the year, Wall Street was suing OpenAI for using their blah, blah, whatever it is in the context. New York Times. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, if it's a New York Times, then it's a completely different. But this week, OpenAI and Wall Street Journal or News Corp signed a content deal so they can use all of their news.
It's similar to Financial Times.
So Financial Times to show the way.
Yes.
So we were discussing a couple of months back. Okay, here we have one path where they're partnering, Financial Times, and here we're in outright war with New York Times, which is News Corp.
But it's not a war. It's a war about like, hey, I don't want you to use my content for free.
No.
That is the war. So like, as soon as the money is coming there, then it's everything.
So the war was just a negotiation positioning.
Yes. So if we are looking at it right now, we are in an age where basically this technology is too young, And everybody is trying to find their way of how basically we fit into this new technology landscape. And of course, corporations like this will cooperate with companies like OpenAI for training models and etc. But they want to be part of the revenue model, right? And it's simple. I mean, in December last year, OpenAI came to 1 billion basically revenue. 1 billion revenue, right? In for what a year old company with technology up on the market. It's like it's insane, right? And if that is based on illegal data, then people will say like, okay, if you're training the data on mine, I want part of that billion,
piece
right?
of the cake.
Yeah. And in 1 month, we will see the same title saying Songfox and Warner Brothers sign a content deal.
Yes. Exactly.
But the point is, it's the right path, right? It's the right path, Hannes, because you see what happens there. They cheated for a while, and okay, there's another path where you sort of build muscle and then you negotiate. But I think you're doing it the right way. But if you can, I think this is quite important that you are sort of getting your shit together on these topics, because if you do that and they are partnering with someone, you will. That's a good segue back, by the way.
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
It is.
All right. So we're done with the news. Let's continue. Right.
Awesome. Okay.
That was
time
fun.
is flying away.
That was nice.
Perhaps. Just to continue on that track then. What is the next steps for Songfox? So now you close the deal for Sweat Equity, and you're going to build a new AI model there as well.
Yeah.
And
we are closing. We are in investment round right now.
Yeah.
So we're taking in 4 million Swedish crowns.
Is it signed already, or is it?
No, we are trying to sign it before midsummer. So we're talking to investors right now.
What type of investments are your ideal partners that you're looking for?
So I think it's 2 different camps. So one camp is the majors and
like industrial investors, like the majors.
Like the majors, Epidemic Sound, Pop House. But the other side is angel investment.
Yeah.
Angels, yeah.
So you're not going more to the venture capital firms yet?
It's
too early.
It's too early. We're taking just 4 million.
Have you seen that the venture capital market change? So you need to get further with angel investment and other investments in order for the VCs to really jump on board. I mean, like we had Evelina Antila here, CEO of Well Street, and we have a lot of friends, you know, and it sounds like they are not jumping the super early anymore. No, like they might have done 5 years ago.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think they want to see a growth first.
Yeah,
and like revenues on the model, and even if we are in early stage and like we can change the ticket size to $15 million, I think it's still too early.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take in a VC.
I love it. I love it. And we had Jan Bosch here, like one of the professors from Chalmers. He's running Software Center, and he's been, Nokia and all that kind of stuff. And he had one saying that I remember it, and I use it all the time. Nail it before you scale it.
Yes.
So when do you want to have VC properly?
Yeah.
So nail it before you scale it.
That's nice. Nail it before you scale it. I love that. Yeah,
I love that. I remember that.
Yeah.
And also remember, if you want the angel investments, if you can't really invest in the product and the current growth rate, it needs to be the team, so to speak. Yeah. So think about that as well. That would be my advice as well.
Yeah. So elaborate on that. I wasn't following. That's a good one.
If you don't know, the current product, perhaps it's not ready for market. You don't have a proper, product market fit yet. You haven't proper growth so far. Basically an angel investment.
Yeah.
What do you use for kind of signals to choose who you invest in?
The team.
A team is very important.
Yeah.
But it's also, you have other strength as well with the connections that you already are establishing. So you have a number of interesting ways forward. But I would also, suggest to get a strong team.
Yeah.
And not only have consultants and sweat equity people, but properly have a team.
Yeah.
That have the ideas going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Ilya Sutskever of Songfox,
Yeah.
You need your brain. You need your machine learning brain. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Good. Okay. Awesome. So that's one step. You're going to do the investment round. You get some more people. Are you going to build the development team directly then? Or what's the next step once you have the 4 million potentially?
Further develop the MVP we have.
That's
to train the model.
Focus.
Yeah, that's main focus. And further develop the platform for the artist to upload the voice.
Yeah, but and just to
music.
And just connect back to the labels, because I think that makes a hell of a lot of sense. That you right now, so part of your investment you want is actually industry investment from the majors or the labels.
Maybe.
Or something. Yeah. I like that idea, right? Because I mean, like, if we can learn something from how Spotify did it, there is a path here. So by getting them close, by doing some sort of joint venture with you or investing in you, it tightens that bond.
Yeah, exactly.
So and so basically, is that when you go out now and you have your meeting with Sony next week and all that? Is that kind of what you're pitching for that collaboration, joint venture approach?
Yeah, we want the investment from them and like other things they can contribute without the money. So
you want to understand how you make this a joint effort and a joint win-win from the start.
Do it together.
Yeah, beautiful. But that's a major avenue as well then to pursue. Yeah,
for sure.
How far ahead have you thought through your roadmap? I mean, or are you simply, seeing where the road takes you, or do you have some milestones coming up after you develop the next version of the model and the platform and everything?
Yeah, no, the first milestone is going to be in next January when we do the early access for the product, for our customers. And we have a lot of customers from the first Songfox.
Right.
1.0.
Yeah.
Exactly. And after that, the other milestone is going to be to take in a bigger round. Yeah.
And what do you want the bigger round for then? Is that more go to market, or what's that focus all about? If you go second round,
development,
further development to really
higher development.
Yeah. This is when you said going to an in-house team more.
Yeah, exactly. To get the developers in-house. I think that we're going more and more to not go to market and no marketing. The better product you build, the less marketing you need.
You're going to Tesla approach, basically.
Yeah, and Suno approach. Suno had done none marketing.
Right.
And they have
But this is a good discussion and debatable. Do you need sales? Do you need marketing, or can you just rely on a beautiful product?
Yeah,
I like that. Can we?
Why invest so much money in marketing and ad spend and content when you can invest it in the product?
Yeah,
but
is that the core question is that a valid hypothesis, or is it a flawed hypothesis? And I don't have the answer here.
I think it depends on the product.
I think it depends on the product, of course. And in our case...
Elaborate. This is a good topic, man.
Yeah, well, if you have a more eccentric product, I think that can be a word-of-mouth kind of marketing approach. But for other less, disruptive kind of products, then you need to have sales.
Yeah, of course. It depends on the product. I agree.
So one way of reframing what you said. What is the virality, or how much can this be a word of mouth thingy that takes off in its own? Then you can act in one way, and if you go into a very crowded place, a very very noisy place.
I struggle with my own argument directly, because I think about the Tesla approach and Elon Musk approach, but I think he's an exception.
Because, how the fuck does he do that?
Because he's going into the automotive industry, which is nothing disruptive unless thinking electronic or electric cars and full supervised But
I flip it. I tell you, Tesla has a huge marketing spend, but they're not spending it in traditional media. They say
what do they spend it on then?
Yeah,
fucking great events, crazy stunts. Crazy amounts of money on crazy stunts.
Tweeting.
And Elon Musk.
It's a name of Elon Musk, so it's not money spent.
By the way, did you see
it is as well. He throws good parties, man.
Did you see the open room, the open showroom on?
I've been there. I went there and saw the Cybertruck, of course. That is not for free, man. Yeah. That is marketing spend.
Yes. Yeah, but there's a market spend.
I think it's all that. But it's not sales in the same way, though.
No, it's not. But what I'm saying is, do you have a very, very unique proposition when you have a global brand icon in an individual hero? Okay. Mm-hmm. So basically he has such a following and such a reach. So he has the ultimate platform to be a megaphone.
For sure. Of course, it's been a strategic move for him from the start to be this kind of iconic person.
Yeah, to be an icon. And that fire, what do you call it?
Yeah.
That's marketing.
He's done crazy stuff, right? That he has an eye for stuff that is quirky, that goes viral.
Yeah.
And then he throws a huge party. I'm telling you,
every company throws parties.
Bullshit. I mean, like Spotify, yes, maybe. But if you think about the normal, traditional, boring companies, they spend their marketing on advertising or whatever, when they should be spending maybe stuff on things that stands out. So I think you need marketing, but what stands out is the core question.
We think that our marketing is going to be our users.
Ooh.
Because they're going to spread the music they have created with loved ones.
Yeah, but then you need then you need an investment in order to amplify that potentially. You know what I mean?
I think if I argue for his point here, he potentially has artists as users.
Fan base, exactly.
And they have fan base.
Yeah, exactly.
So you get a good spread just because it's not normal users that they have.
No, it's viral.
I listen to a lot of independent artists on like Spotify that has such few listeners. And imagine if I can create a song to my girlfriend with the sound of one of them that we listen to a lot together.
But then it's also a pyramid. I mean, like, so now we have another go-to-market strategy. We can talk about the old traditional pyramid game, right? Like how you get it goes viral.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying then is not the same traditional marketing span. You're going to have a traditional go-to-market strategy, but you need to really, you can design this. You can amplify that. It's going to cost you a hell of a lot less, I'm sure, but you can do a lot of go-to-market around this in order to amplify that strategy. I agree. You see what I mean? So my argument is that it's bullshit that you don't need marketing and go-to-market, but you can do it smarter than the traditional way, and you can do it 10 times cheaper. Than ads on Google.
No, I agree. Go-to-market is really important, and it's like, how do you go to market?
Exactly.
Does it cost a fortune or does it cost less?
I mean, go-to-market strategy is different from sales.
Go-to-market strategy.
Go-to-market can be free.
Yes,
exactly. No, it can't be free.
Yes,
it's an effort. It's an effort. It's not for free. So go-to-market investment and a go-to-market strategy, but is that the same as a sales or advertising campaign? Is that the same as building up a sales org?
If you take the Tesla kind of go-to-market strategy, it was rather strange. It was actually to start with a very exclusive supercar, sports car kind of strategy to get the money to build the more mainstream cars. I think that was a really good go-to-market strategy.
Yeah, exactly. I understand. Yeah, I agree.
And then you invested in a go-to-market
But it's
approach.
Not in sales.
Yes, it is, but in a different type of sales of a roadster.
That defines sales.
No.
Yes, I do disagree.
No, okay, let me reframe. You should not disagree, because the point is, I see your point.
You can't say to everyone that disagree. But you should not do that.
May the force be with me. You should not disagree.
Exactly.
No, but I was trying to say, of course, it's not a normal sales strategy with a call center and all that. It's not the point. The point is they found a go-to-market, very niched with a roadster. And then how do we sell a roadster? Oh, we need to put the roadster in the car in the hands of cool people. We need to do this and this and this. This costs a fraction of a normal go-to-market strategy, but it's still
but they do it to gain money.
Of course.
Not to do marketing.
Exactly.
It is still to gain money.
It's a difference.
Okay.
It is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting topic.
We are not in agreement fully here.
Yeah.
But I like it. It's cool.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with word of mouth and products before marketing kind of strategy.
Yes, exactly.
I think you will get there. Okay. Should we do the final, or do you have
let's go a little bit more. Okay, so we usually go broader and broader and broader and broader in the end to be almost philosophical. So, so we could start philosophical in we have already touched it. What is music creation? I don't know how we can go even further philosophical on that end, or maybe we go straight to.
I had a thing that I thought about when you're talking about the news then with the tokens and how much tokens they can provide. Now you can upload videos. I believe that as a big thing that we talked to Epidemic also about is companies and creators today, they create music and they buy music and they use music in the ads or the content on YouTube and TikTok. I think it's just a matter of time when you can upload a video and say, put music on this.
Yeah.
Like you said with the token.
It's automated epidemic sound service.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of buying music into the video, you put the video and then it creates music to what it sees.
It's another milestone for Songfox then, perhaps.
Yes.
I think this is cool. I think this is cool. I think this is cool thinking. Well, because
instead of having the prompt, you basically have the video.
Yeah, exactly.
You have
the video is the prompt.
The video is the core part of the prompt, and then you highlight maybe a little bit more with the mood, and then you let them go bananas.
But I think this is several years away, though.
I don't think it's that far away.
2 years, 3 years, maybe.
Oh, okay, we don't know that.
I guess the question could be also, when will you start using GPT 4.0 or the next GPT coming? It's a bit expensive to use their APIs, but potentially,
is it? How much does it cost?
Depends on a number of tokens and so many other things. But it's something I think I believe it will be a point where the big tech giants are going to have these kind of foundational frontier models that are so vastly more intelligent than a lot of others. So either you have to choose to have smaller models that are they're good at one specific tasks or a few tasks. But if you want the really powerful things, you have to start with some kind of the big tech giants kind of model. And
that's a wrapper, isn't it?
A wrapper? What do you mean?
That you use ChatGPT in the background and then you just wrap it.
I mean, it's a part of the product that you have. So if the product then is the Songfox service, for some parts of the service, you simply call into to their API and you say, this is the prompt. What do you think I should generate? Or this is, whatever kind of modality, if it's audio, if it's video, if it's text. You get some output, but then you do some other, processing afterwards, and you have your service.
And you have your wrapper as your service.
Okay, yeah.
But is that the path you're thinking about, or is it still going to be your in-house models, you think, for a long time?
I don't. For now, it's going to be the in-house models.
I think the problem with the whole idea is the cost structure changes dramatically when you have when you are relying on so I can understand how.
But training models is not cheap either. So
no, it's not.
No, what I'm saying is a different cost structure. So you need to then basically.
But the value is in the model. That's the value.
Not necessarily. The wrapper is equally important, in my opinion, in order to package it, because it's just a dumb model, right? But with an API. But
you wouldn't call it dumb, though.
Oh.
Okay. In this sense, in terms of usability for the purpose of Songfox, I call it dumb. Not dumb is the wrong word, but it's not packaged for the right usage. It's not useful in the right. It doesn't have the logic or the infrastructure around the whole ecosystem that you're trying to figure out. So that whole thing is valid. Then it comes down to which model to use.
Yeah,
I think Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, said or got a question about what startups do you believe will survive and be the
exactly. I heard that.
Yeah, do you remember the answer? He said
no.
He said, if a startup will survive when our model will be 100 times smarter, that's a good business model. So if you have a model that will be hurt by OpenAI or Google or Chinese models are getting increasingly intelligent, that is not a sustainable future. The company that has a business model that says the smarter the big models get, the better our business model will be, that is a sustainable business model.
That is good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a wrapper.
Yeah. So then you need to have a smart wrapper where you are a little bit agnostic to the actual model underneath it. And you basically, your wrapper is your value, not the model.
I think it's wrong to call it a wrapper, but sure, it should just be improving in profit the smarter the model gets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're an example of that. So smarter,
you're going in that direction.
The smarter the model will be to generate songs, the better your business will be. So that should be.
But
good.
Can we, as a segue to the purely philosophical questions, let's start with where will the music industry be? How would we envision the music industry? If we philosophize in 5 years, 10 years. What are the trends that we can extrapolate on here?
I think the trend is like what we talked about before as well, as like create music with the sound of X artist. And I think the voice cloning part in like every industry, even it's like Truecaller or 11 Labs, I think it's going to be the same in the music industry because this is so big part of the AI happenings. So voice cloning is going to be huge, I believe, in the music industry as well. And I know that the majors, the record labels, they are talking about this a lot. It's like, okay, who owns the rights to the voice? If you clone your voice, who owns the rights to that? And if they do collabs with other artists, it's always a question of the ownership of the rights. That's the question it comes down to in the music industry.
In the music industry, that's all.
I don't know. I'm trying to do some.
And who is owning the right for voices right now? If you're John Lennon,
I think it's John Lennon.
And if it's let's say Lorraine, would it be Lorraine?
If she used John Lennon's voice?
No. If she uses does she own? So usually artists sign up for a record label, right?
Yeah.
So is the record label
the record label owns the catalog to the music. So the record label,
but not the voice.
No, I said not the voice, and that's the question now.
Yes.
So if she goes to and make music with her voice, but it's another artist that does the music. Who owns the rights?
Who is the
catalog? Who owns the catalog?
I mean, I guess it's the same as the author.
So if you are right, there is a gap in the contract that they have not foreseen.
Exactly. And that's the problem right now. It's a gap in the contract. So they're sitting with the contract now. It's like, how are we going to fix this?
Yes. Right.
Now
I get it.
Right.
I'm trying to do some Elon Musk thinking here, and it's not going well. But I know one way that he thinks, at least, is to go to the extreme points. So saying, okay, imagine AI is 1,000 times smarter. Imagine like 50 years ahead. What will happen then? And I guess, if we have like infinite intelligence in music, we can basically have personalized music for me all the time. I can just say, I want to listen to this, and it completely adapts and understands my tastes right now. And it's uniquely, produced for me all the time. And it's not based on any specific human. It's simply something it creates for me in some way.
It's based on your sound, your feelings,
your emotions. My feelings. It's not my voice. That would be horrible. Your sound, I wouldn't like to listen to myself singing.
There's a unique soundtrack for you going on.
I mean, everything is super personalized, I would guess.
Yeah.
Imagine there's no limitation to technology or to compute or to whatever. That could be one, extreme case that we end up with. And if we think that is the future, what will be the steps towards that and what happens at that point? I think it's similar to art. I think it's similar to paintings. If you take a Leonardo da Vinci painting, it's still super valuable and actually go up in value for each year. And I think the same will happen with music in some way. It's easy to get like in AI to generate a painting that looks exactly as you want it right now, today.
Yeah.
But it's not valuable.
No.
It's a world of abundances where you can generate, services and goods and products, at your will. But there will be value in other things. The value will be in these kind of unique, artistic kind of valuations that you put value in.
Yeah.
So I guess that will happen in some way. So the value, it will be, completely free with music, I believe, but there will still be a value to be had from people in their uniqueness of some kind. I don't know. I just make the analogy to paintings.
Yeah, we had this conversation like with someone else. We the first time we had the AI generative music. We had the professor.
Oh yeah,
the Melody Festivaling for AI.
Mikael Huss.
No. Bob.
No,
not Babs. Bob. What the fuck? Bob at KTH.
A guy at KTH, and they are working on AI generated AI music. You know. And this is funny because Bob Sturm, and of course they've been doing that before ChatGPT, before the transformer times, so to speak. But
generative music.
In some way, yes. So there is actually a song contest for AIs, and it's been around for many years now.
Okay,
this is pre-ChatGPT times.
Yeah. All right.
But so basically using machine learning to generate music.
Okay,
and then but this is so funny because we had Bob on the podcast before the GPT era, before the whole thing went to bananas, right? So the level we have reached in the last couple of years is completely different.
Yeah.
But he said something that kind of stuck with me, and that was also about. I think he said it, but it's this whole thing that with abundance in AI generated, and I think in my words, I'm latching on to you. There will be almost like two markets. There will be a human market where we want the authenticity, the singer-songwriter. We want the human touch, and there will be some sort of own marketplace where this is, it's a little bit like you can buy a camera and you can go and buy a Leica camera because you want to do almost analog stuff. Even if you can have the best Sony digital AI driven camera, there is going to be a market now where the Leica camera is more expensive, but it's actually more toned down because you want the analog approach. So I think there is somewhere, I think, an analog industry and a digital industry in AI in music, and then I don't know,
call it analog or manual, but still it will be
human centric.
It will not be based on utility. It will be based on
artistic
uniqueness.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Anyway, let's Hannes,
yes,
put on your thinking hats, thinking 50 years ahead or 5 years ahead, depending on what you think. Assume there is an AGI in terms of some AI system that is smarter than any and all humans that we have.
Yeah.
And if we have that AGI, what kind of world do you think it will create? Could be either the dystopian kind of nightmare, like a Terminator and the Matrix movies, where machines are trying to kill all humans, which a lot of people or some people believe. Or it can be more of a utopian future where we have abundance of everything. We have AI that served or solved the cancers and healthcare, solved education, solved the energy, and we have fusion energy free for everyone. And we basically have an abundance of any kind of products and services that we want to, and can listen to music for free whenever we want in any style we want. And then we are basically free to pursue our, passions and creativity as we want as humans. It's kind of two extremes here, either the extreme utopian or extreme dystopian. Where do you think we will end up when AGI will arrive?
When will AGI arrive?
That's another question. But assume 50 years, 5 years, or 3 years.
Do you think we will get to some sort of super intelligence or general AI?
Yes, you can go.
Are we getting there?
Yeah, of course. Sometime. This is
it's a when topic.
Yeah, it's a when topic. And I think it's going to be it's going to be the good way. I think it's going to help us a lot with the cancer and develop the society in sustainable ways. But I think it will come with a cost of that we're going to have to leave the Earth.
Ooh, you're taking the SpaceX approach here. Okay.
Yeah, I believe that. And I believe that we're going to leave the world because...
So here's a little bit like at some point in time, in order for this to continue, at some point we need to go. What is it? Elon always says we need
Mars.
to become a planetary species, multi-planetary species.
Yeah, and I mean I think that is the future. But also in other future, if we stay on Earth, we are maybe connected through the AGI, as in the way that we are just laying down, like in.
Oh,
so you think we're going to be?
Yeah, world. We're thinking in the VR, and we're living in the VR world.
So you thinking in the extreme philosophy, we're going to be connected with the AGI.
It's
we're going to be connected. More. Yeah, exactly, like the Matrix. Yeah, so we're going to be connected to it because if the AGI, I don't know about this that much, but I think that if it's so smart, it's need to be smarter than us. And it will be, and it is, if it creates. And how can it be smarter than us? It's because we are connected to it. You know?
You don't think it can be smarter than us without being connected to us?
I think that we are connected. Also, all of this machine and like everything, we are connected to it now. And we don't know that we are connected to it.
We're not thinking about it.
But we're not thinking about it. We think we have the power here. Yeah. We are in charge. We are the humans, but we are fucked.
But I sometimes take the ant analogy here. So you take ants, doing the anthill thing, and we assume they're less intelligent than us, at least if you look at a single ant. And then you can ask, are the ants connected to us humans? Not that much. They don't even understand what we are. And sometimes if you were to go to an ant and say, the little ant, the earth is round. Mm-hmm. And the ant looks up. What do you mean? The earth isn't round. Look around. It's flat.
Yeah.
And then you have the task of trying to explain to an ant that the earth is round. It will be impossible.
Yeah.
I think the same analogy can say that, okay, let's imagine an AI that is 1,000 times smarter than us. Mm-hmm. That's the same distance that the ant has to humans that we would have to that AI. And the AI, not even trying to communicate with us stupid humans saying, you know what, you can do a wormhole jump to the other side of the galaxy. It's actually, the galaxy is not that far away. It's actually wrapped, in space. It's not weird. You can just go to the other side of the galaxy. It's super easy. That would be as hard to explain to us stupid humans as we have to explain to the ant that the earth is round, I would say.
But how will we use it then?
No, we won't use it.
So we won't use it, you think?
So we will just live in our world and have a nice time.
Aha!
So in this philosophical exercise, you're taking it to superintelligence, yes. I argue, and you're taking it to something that is 1,000 more intelligent than us, yes. And then it moved beyond us in terms of what it figures out. And then the topic then, of course, if it's 1,000 more intelligent than us, and we are ants in relation to them, yes. Will it be bad to us, or will it care, or will it be good to us? That's the kind of core question.
Are we bad to ants?
Sometimes,
but normally not.
No, normally not.
On general,
we crush them sometimes, but we don't have the intention to do it.
Actually, we move them when they're a nuisance. That's all.
Mm. Yeah, I think the same will apply.
But then is this AGI, is this super intelligence? If I'm really stretching the definition,
it's super intelligence for sure.
But when do they say AGI will come?
Okay, we can go there. I mean, for me at least, I try to separate between cognitive AGI and physical AGI. So cognitive is just the ability to think, more or less. That will be rather quick, I would say.
Yeah, that will be 5 years maybe, maximum.
Good.
Same.
I agree.
Yes. 29, right?
Yeah. I go the Ray Kurzweil is a famous futurist, as they call it, and he has been predicting
events. He claimed that early, and now it seems to be
like close. In the 1990s or something. He said that AGI will happen in 2029.
Okay,
he made that claim.
When did he say that?
Like in 1990s or beginning of 2000. And he's been right with a lot of other predictions that he has made. And he has the kind of law of accelerated returns, these kind of exponential
Ray
curves.
Kurzweil. It's fun to read.
Okay. Elon Musk is similar. He's even shorter, potentially.
Musk says 27, right?
Yeah, for some kind of. But it's different from physical AGI. Physical AGI is basically when the robots will win over the human champion in soccer. That will not happen in 2029.
No way.
So robotics is much harder than cognitive tasks. So physical tasks is harder. So that probably, I would guess, is like 30, 40 years ago or away. Or perhaps not. I mean, if with Tesla is doing the progress they're doing with the Optimus bot,
and then we saw the OpenAI
I don't think it's not even 20 years. It's perhaps 15 years ahead.
But and another argument has been here. Every year it seems like we're moving the goalposts on the definition of AGI. Yeah. So as we get more deeper in understanding of machine learning, what that is all about, we are kind of saying on that, come on, that is not AGI. It's hallucinating. It's not smart. I bet you if you put some of the stuff in front of Mr. Turing when he devised the Turing tests, when was that? In
52 or something?
52 or something like that. I think with the 52 yardstick, we would probably be in AGI now.
Yeah.
But so this becomes one of those topics also where some guests have sort of said AGI will be that kind of point where did we pass it or not pass it? And we will definitely be able to say, yeah, we have now passed those definitions. When we did do it? Somewhere around 25 to 30, 35. Yeah. But it's going to be messy, right? Because it's going to be you know what, is it really smart? Is it intelligent? I mean, like the whole thing, like, you know, what is intelligence and what is consciousness? And we don't even know what that is in our own brains in reality, right? So who are we to define it even?
And I think it's easy. I don't think people, you know, reason about how stupid the human brain is. You know, it's very easy to see how poor our memory is.
Yeah.
Compare it to ChatGPT today and ask it whatever date, whatever thing, it has such better recollection that the human brain has. Imagine also the human brain is really poor at doing many things at once. You can do 2 or 3 things perhaps, but an AI could do 1 million things at once potentially. And the reasoning capabilities, you know, we have no chance to an AI today to play chess, to take, you know, a number of steps ahead and thinking, you know.
In a narrow space, it can outperform for sure.
So we can easily imagine the extreme limitations we see in the human brain. It has other benefits, though, that AI does not have. Mm-hmm. Of course, we don't have AGI today because the human brain is superior in so many ways than AIs are. But it's easy to also see the limitations, I think, of the
So it
human
becomes
brain.
a matter of definition. And I mean, like we had Cassie Kusorkov, she's quite good at communicating around data and AI. An American lady, she worked at Google. She was at Data Innovation Summit. And she basically, I asked similar questions. I took her classic questions, of course. And she's like, come on, guys. I can't believe we're doing this without proper definition. It's a bullshit exercise if we don't have a sharp definition on what it is. And I kind of agree with her on that. So we are moving the goalposts on the definition. Yeah. What are we talking about here? Good. Anyway, good fun. Good fun anyway to use the philosophize.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice to philosophize. Hannes Bernhardsson, it's been a true pleasure to have you here. I hope you stay on for some time for some proper after work off-camera discussions as well when you reveal all the technical details of Songfox.
We have vodka, so we will get it out of you.
Thank you very much for coming here. It's been a true pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Very nice. Thank you a lot.